we doing, folks? Can you hear me?
Of course I miss you, darling. This is the loneliest place on Earth.
Is that a little better?
Most exciting thing ever happens here is the day when it don't rain.
Tell me how the sound is, guys. I don't know. Hi, Sam. How you doing?
Excuse me, darling. I got some work to do. What the heck is that?
Okay, good. I'm
Get on in
getting
here, Pete.
feedback that the sound is working this
Got
time.
us
That's
a big
good.
old asteroid on a 3-week collision course with Earth.
The asteroid has been named
I'll try to
Attila,
speak up then.
after the war leader of the Huns, who devastated Europe just before the fall of the Roman Empire. Attila was first spotted in a tracking station in Borneo. According to NASA sources, the probability of impact with Earth is 99%.
5, 4, ignition, 2.
I'll talk about stuff after the cutscenes are over. It's a bit long in the beginning, and there's no pause button.
The shuttle is up and away. This is not a mission the shuttle was designed for, but as Mission Commander Boston Lowe said in the press conference last night,
if the shuttle is the last hope of the human race, then it'll have to do the job, won't it? Wait a minute, folks. Let me introduce the landing team. Ludger Brink is a noted geologist. He'll evaluate our data on placement of the nuclear devices.
We have to be accurate. The idea isn't to blow Attila to bits.
Oh, gotta love
If
those
we
old
did, some of the
80s
pieces would
style
certainly hit Earth
cutscenes.
with devastating effect.
Fantastic
And
animation.
now I hardly have to introduce Maggie Robbins to you. She's probably the most well-known journalist in the world.
Maggie, you're famous for having once said that you never put up with censorship in any form. Now you're under NASA command.
Miss Robbins is a reporter by vocation, but on this mission, she's...
I think I can answer the question myself, Commander Lowe. Danny, I trained for this mission, and I have work to do in laying the nuclear charges. When I come home, I'll be a reporter and tell you all about it. But during the mission, I'm part of the team, and I will obey Commander Lowe like any good soldier.
That may be the biggest news story of all. Maggie Robbins obeys orders.
In going over your bios, I find that Professor Brink is also a noted archaeologist, while it's well known that Maggie is a prodigy at learning new languages. Is this just coincidence?
Not at all. We wanted the best and the brightest for this mission. Dr. Brink and Ms. Robbins are not narrow specialists. They are resourceful, widely educated, and creative thinkers.
Does that apply to you too, Commander Lowe?
My job is to keep everybody alive. I don't have to be brilliant. I just have to be careful. The other two crew members will remain with the shuttle. Ken Borden is the most experienced shuttle pilot we have. Cora Miles is our payload specialist. As you all know, she's a candidate for Congress, but we figured saving the planet is more important than campaigning.
It's cheaper too.
Any parting message for the people of Earth?
We have exactly one chance, and we've got to do it right. Let all your prayers be with us.
So this is full of nostalgia for me. I love the music. I love this game. It's great. So, let's talk a little bit about what's going on. So, welcome to my, hopefully successful this time, live stream of The Dig, a LucasArts game from the early 80s. One that I grew up on and loved to absolute bits. So here we are.
Low here. Come
on out, kids.
playing Commander
Water's
Boston
fine.
Lowe.
Robin's here. Going independent.
The least interesting of the three possible characters,
Welcome
but you
to the
know,
wonderful
that's
world of
okay
space.
for a point and click.
Don't bump into anything.
I'll be careful, Commander.
Brink here, going independent.
Sorry, is this better? Guess I'll have to sit forward today. I promise I'll figure out the audio problem before next week.
Howdy, Brink. Welcome to the place where geology and astronomy meet.
A professor once told me, astronomers are geologists with clean hands and a squint.
You going to quote him on that in some magazine, Robbins?
I'm just part of the landing team right now, Commander Lowe.
Yeah, I'm just having audio tech trouble today, Sam. But thank you. Okay, so let's see here. So we have the old style point and click interface where we've got a little cursor that lights up and tells me what I'm pointing at. And mostly right now that's Robbins and Brink, our team members. We'll get to know them better. There's the tool chest, also known as the pig. Gotta love the pig. And of course, there's off to the asteroid. We also have an inventory, adventure game style, including the arming key, a flashlight, the examine button, so we can hear Brink's thoughts. Examine Brink. Really insightful.
It's a free-fall NASA tool chest containing this mission's equipment. It's affectionately known as the Flying Pig.
And... Oh, we can examine the asteroid. That's funny. Not sure I've done that.
The main objective of our mission.
Cool. The other thing that we have in our inventory is this little penultimate, a little mini game in it, Asteroid Lander, which I'm not going to play because it is really not very good. And our comms, so we can talk to everybody if we want to, including Borden, the shuttle pilot, and Miles, the payload specialist. So we are playing Boston Lowe. I've never heard of anybody named Boston, but you know, maybe it's just that way for me. So he's our military dude. He's our everyman. So we get to pilot him around. Where our more interesting folks are Robbins, Maggie Robbins, the journalist. She's clearly being pictured here as a bit of a firebrand, which is awesome, and I always wanted to grow up to be her. And Brink, our stodgy European archaeologist guy. And I do find it really interesting that they have this little, subplot about our payload specialist being someone who's running for Congress. That's pretty cool. In the sense of, like, I'm really curious about the politics of that decision, 40 years ago. So, to some more interesting things that I wanted to mention. The asteroid they named Attila. Now, they gave the little, they named it after Attila the Hun, who, was barely deterred from sacking Rome, a very potent figure of the ancient Roman past, a figure of threat, but also threat defeated. So I think that was a fun choice, going in for this sort of figure of, okay, well, everything looks like we're coming to the end of the world. Giant asteroid, 20 ton, am I right? But hopefully we can turn that aside. And we have the standard, okay, let's nuke it plot, but undercut with a more realistic attitude of let's nuke it to change its direction rather than nuke it to smithereens. So I like that. Maybe that sort of thing being in a game that I grew up on has influenced how I approach a lot of the problem solving of my adulthood and the modern government. I don't know. This was before the movie Armageddon came out, just for the record. So we can just talk to people. This is
here. I read you.
This is our dialogue system. We can ask generic questions. We can say something profound, which usually isn't. This is the stop talking button. And then we have whatever subjects are available to discuss. So it's not a free-form dialogue system.
What do you think of our archaeologist, Brink?
I'm very impressed with his experience. He headed the U.S. Geological Survey team that mapped the surface of Venus.
He'll be taking a close look at the asteroid to make certain the detonation points they've chosen are suitable.
So we can get some extra information just by poking around.
See that big tool chest? We call it the pig.
I've logged 100 hours working with every tool in the pig, Commander Lowe.
So, the fact that Brink went dark and the pig didn't means we can continue talking about the pig. Let's see.
Everything okay with the pig?
As far as I can see, Commander.
Alright, so now that went dark, we've exhausted our options there. Let's see what he has to
Have
say.
you looked up at the Earth yet, Robbins?
Oh, is that big blue thing the Earth?
You can see why I like her. She's a language prodigy and a snark master, and an activist. So,
Low out.
let's see if Brink has anything interesting to say.
Come in, Brink.
Brink here.
What do you think of our star reporter?
Very unorthodox, bringing a reporter on a space mission. But she is very capable, and she writes interesting stories.
Everything okay with the pig?
Everything's fine as far as I can see, Commander. Miles can tell you more than I can.
Happy to set foot on a new world, Brink?
Attila is a very old world, Commander. It is merely new to us.
That was actually fairly profound. Thank you, Brink.
Low out.
Let's talk to our other couple of characters here.
Gordon, this is Low. Do you read?
I'm here, boss.
Any problem with us taking the pig now, Ken?
Just tell Miles and you can take the little squealer to market.
So this is how we find out what to do next, is we just keep talking to people or poking at things.
Is that why Cora always calls it her baby?
I heard that, Ken.
Low out.
Cockpit out.
Miles, this is Low. Do you read?
Yeah, Boston, I'm on you.
You wish.
In your dreams.
I love that they give these people such personality, and the whole thing is voice acted. Can you imagine today a game like this being fully voice acted? It's so rare. It would be so
Ready
expensive.
for the deployment of the free fall tool chest.
Is the crew clear of the area?
Crew is clear. Proceed.
They're a little better at animating things than people.
Everything fine with the pig, Cora?
Looking sweet, Boston. You just be good to my baby.
All right.
Load a landing team. I'm taking the pig down to the surface. Follow me.
Here we go.
You be good to my baby, Boston, you hear me?
We'll be back soon, Cora. Try not to miss me too much. Blow out.
That wasn't a cut. That's just what they animated. Okay, so here we are on the surface, or near the surface. Let's see what tools we have. So we've got a couple of tiny nukes just hanging out in the pig. A little 0G digger, like a sledge, like a jackhammer basically, and a plain old shovel.
Load a payload over.
Miles here.
Kind of hate to leave your baby here on the surface, Cora.
I'm not sentimental, Boston. My little piggy's got a job to do.
What if it fries when the nukes go off?
I can already smell the bacon.
Huh.
How are
Alright.
we looking, Cora?
Taking a grand tour before you get to the target site, Boston?
Okay.
Low,
So
over and out.
I don't think we're gonna get anything more from that. There is something.
Regulation NASA pocket shovel. Every astronaut should have one.
I just find it so funny that you just have this shovel, just a shovel, you know? I have decided, for the sake of archaeological stereotypes, that it's actually a trowel.
It's like a jackhammer, but for space.
Right, so not too much more interesting here. So we can see the whole big asteroid here. I'm trying not to prefigure their jokes too much. Okay, so we've got a target surface here.
It's where explosive alpha should be placed.
Alright, so let's try and place explosive unit out.
The ground's too rough to attach the charge.
Alright. Can we use the shovel?
You can't dig with shovels here in low gravity. There's no easy way to get leverage. Besides, we've got the exact tool designed for this job.
I don't know why they gave us a shovel. I love it though.
Let's see if we can clear up old Attila's complexion. Nice and smooth now.
It doesn't actually look that smooth, but I guess it'll do the trick.
Shuttle, this is low. We're placing the explosive in quadrant 2.
Acknowledged.
Could you give me a hand with this break?
I'll be right there, Commander Lowe.
Excellent work, Brink. Ken, the charge is set.
Instruments confirmed. Hey, I'm just so proud of you boys.
Well, we still need to arm it.
Look at the pretty red light, boys and girls. I'd say this charge is armed.
Oh, I don't think we need to be in quadrant 4, but doesn't hurt to check. looks like a target site, but it's not lighting up. It's just giving us robins, so must be quadrant 3. I promise there will be more for me to talk about. What's the deal with this boulder?
There's a big rock right where I need to plant the nuke. There's a big rock right where I need to plant the nuke. Robbins, this is Low. Do you read?
Robin's here. What is it?
Well, let's see what she has to say about
thinking
nukes.
of nuclear explosives as precision instruments, isn't it?
I think it's a nice change, compared to thinking of them as weapons.
Oh, I see. That's your story angle. Nukes to save the world instead of destroy it.
That's way too long to be the headline, Commander. More likely it'll be Nukes Save World. Or maybe Nukes Blast Attila off course.
I thought it would be space aliens plot to abduct astronauts, destroy Earth with giant rock.
Apparently my career is amusing to you, Commander.
Why is it I can tease everybody on this crew except you?
Because they know you like them, Commander.
I like you, Robbins.
No, you don't.
That's quite a
Let's blow
dynamic.
up a planetoid together sometime, Robbins.
Oh, you think of the most romantic ideas.
And then she
You're
teases him right back.
That's the first time I've teased you and you didn't bite my head off.
That was the first time you didn't make fun of my profession.
Alright,
Low out.
so what are we gonna do about this? Can our digger deal with this?
Guess what, boys and girls? Using the zero-G digger on this boulder is gonna work just as well as trying to move a sand dune with a teaspoon.
Well, I guess
Better
not.
think of something else.
Better find out what mission control suggests.
Mission control? I'm not calling Houston until I'm sure there's nothing we can do. Just think for a minute.
Well, what do you think, Brink?
Brink. Come in, Brink.
Brink here.
Is our last charge doing all right, Brink?
It's a little lonely, but it's doing fine.
Sounds like me. Alright, so let's just shortcut to this.
Cora, Ken, I'm jamming the shovel in under the boulder, then using maximum down thrust to pry it up. Does that sound workable?
No.
Well, I'm a little short on data about the tensile strength of shovel handles in zero-G under maximum thrust conditions. In other words, who knows? It might work.
Boss, be careful. If the handle breaks, maximum down thrust will smash it right into Attila. You know the saying, whether the stone hits the glass or the glass hits the stone, it ain't gonna hurt the stone.
Now that's a maxim.
Thanks for the encouragement, Ken. Brink, if this actually works, the boulder's going to come flying straight at you. Better fly clear.
Thanks for the warning.
Looks like it worked.
Now, aren't you glad I made sure the tool chest had a shovel in it? My rule is, if you can pick it up, take it with you, because you never know when you might need it.
I have the same rule, Cora, but I thought it only applied to women in bars. If you can pick her up.
Careful, Ken. You don't want to find yourself getting quoted as a sexist pig in Maggie's article.
I'm not here to spy on you.
Lighten up, Robbins. They're just teasing you. If they thought you were really a spy, they'd never talk freely on the open frequency.
So, you know, the ethos of a point-and-click game. If you can pick it up, take it with you. And the ethos of 40 years ago. Gotta love it.
No need. The target's ready for the explosive charge.
Oh, fantastic.
Shuttle, this is low. Now placing the explosive on the face of the asteroid in Quadrant 3.
Acknowledged.
I need another hand here, Brink.
Of course, Commander.
Okay, let's set it up
This
the bomb.
asteroid has a pair of landing lights now, kids. Stick a fork in us, we're done.
Who writes your material, Commander?
I get it all out of the newspapers, Robbins.
Meta jokes. Alright, let's get out of here and start the real fun of the game.
Let's head back to the shuttle and watch Attila do the old fire dance.
Eeh. That one's a little... I'd like to think that games wouldn't say that now. Alright. Who do we gotta talk to? You?
Gordon, this is low. Do you read?
I'm here, boss.
Both nukes are in place and armed. We made pretty good time, I think.
Looks good, boss. Come on back inside for the fireworks.
Confirm everybody inside.
All in, Cora.
All clear payload.
All clear, landing team.
All clear, shuttle.
Confirm doors closed.
Doors closed.
It's so still in this vision of space.
The explosives armed. Houston gives us the go-ahead. Say when, boss.
Do it. Now let's see, is it the big green triangle or the little red circle?
Shut up and push, Ken. My baby's getting impatient.
Here we go. We have detonation, Alpha and Beta.
What are the instruments showing?
Nothing big coming our way.
What's the pig telling us, Cora?
Attila's still in one piece. There's a lot of seismic bounce, some fracturing. We're stable again. Radioactivity in Quadrant 1 is well within the safe range.
What does Houston say, Ken?
Everything's go for a surface walk at your option.
Then let's go, landing team. Let's see what Attila looks like after plastic surgery. Be careful, kids. Attila is more dangerous now than before we tamed him.
Those were certainly profound first words to speak on Earth's new moon.
I'm not making speeches, Robbins. I'm concerned about keeping everybody alive.
Commander, I can collect rock samples later. Right now, I would like to get below the surface down into that tunnel.
We're gonna do it eventually. We might as well do it now. You agree, Robbins?
I'm game for it.
I've called the pig. We'll send it on ahead to light the way.
Remember, any rock may be loose, and any wall may collapse at any time.
Please be careful, everyone. Cora, send down the pig, please. We'll need the light.
And here we go. Alright, so if you caught that little bit in the interminable intro cutscene, about the other specialties of our intrepid adventurers. Don't worry, they won't be put to waste.
You see anything unusual, Brink?
It's hard to determine how this tunnel was formed.
It wasn't created by the explosion.
No, it's very ancient. The explosions opened the door, but this tunnel... old, but not as old as the asteroid.
What does that mean?
I don't know yet. It just feels unnatural. There are some arc projections near the bottom of this tunnel that don't seem to belong here.
Now that's a funny thing to find in an asteroid.
Look at this, Brink. This can't be natural.
Definitely not. A metal plate. Definitely an artifact.
An artifact? But who could have put something like this in a tunnel?
Yes, I think it's clear. Wherever Attila came from, there was someone there.
Now
This
these
be
are the
part of
kind of
some
ancient
kind of
aliens I
message.
can get behind.
Like the one NASA put in Voyager.
If it's a message, I don't understand it.
Whatever it is, we've got to tell Houston immediately.
Negative, Robbins. I'm clamping down total security as of this moment.
You've got to be kidding.
You've been telling me all along you just want to be an ordinary member of the mission. I've had secret orders all along to look for any sign of alien presence on this rock. And now that we've found it, my instructions are clear. What I want to hear from both of you right now is, I understand, Commander Lowe.
I understand and agree, Commander Lowe. There is nothing to be gained from a premature announcement.
Robbins.
I understand, Commander Lowe.
Ken, Lowe here.
I read you, boss.
Tell Houston that I said Attila's a real Hun.
What? Is that some kind of joke?
Just tell them, Gordon. You'll receive new communication protocols immediately afterward.
Oh, cool. This is like a secret code.
Just think, Cora. You're the only one in Congress who knows anything about this.
Houston says the message is received and they're transmitting new codes.
We're getting back to work down here, Ken. Low out. I'm giving this baby a little push.
If that doesn't work, Commander, give it a big push.
The plate just dropped down inside something.
The plate is gone?
It's a small, dark opening.
So as I was saying, these are the kind of ancient aliens I can get behind. A whole other world that had nothing to do with the rising of humanity. But I think we can do a little more around here.
I think you're right, Brink. The stone projection isn't natural.
Yes, but what is it doing here?
Well, let's find out, shall we?
I may be criticized for it later, but I'm gonna dig out one of these odd projections.
It's your decision, Commander.
Let's see what we've got. Oh, another metallic plate, huh?
I'm going to push another one.
Now, strictly speaking, we should be
I
documenting
wish we could be
absolutely
sure we weren't
everything here.
destroying whatever message they meant us to receive.
It seems to me that if they didn't mean us to push these metal plates, we wouldn't be able to push them.
An odd assumption for a reporter to make, but, you know, probably true. As an archaeologist, which I am not technically anymore, but as someone who has had some training in archaeological matters, All of this should be firmly documented as it is being found and as it is being interacted with. But we're just going to assume for now that they have recording cameras on their suits, because they clearly have a bunch of other tech stuff.
It's another metal plate.
I wish there was some sort of inscription.
Here's number 3.
It disappeared too.
I mean, you didn't really expect it to do anything else, did you, Brink? I do wish there was some sort of inscription, but, we'll see about that.
Well, here goes nothing.
We're with you, Commander. So, the asteroid is hollow.
Time to update Houston. Load a shuttle. Static. Must be all this rock.
We're cut off. Should we go back outside and call them?
Nah, they can sit tight for a few more minutes while we poke around.
Well, this is definitely not natural. A giant platonic hollow, I guess, since it is not solid. Lots of nicely geometric shapes, just like our metal plates. Just one thing I want to call your attention to, this is also the game that began my love of Foley artistry. Not that I've ever had the chance to actually get into it, but I love the idea of how making sound effects work. You hear that hollow booming noise? Honestly, I think you might recognize it if you go sit under an underpass while cars go up overhead. But it fits so well here. It's exactly what you expect to hear. I love it. So let's investigate this pedestal. We've got a square indentation. We can interact with different parts of it. And we've got these metal plates. That looks promising. Fits right in. Well, we're missing one. So, let's see if there's another odd projection we missed. There doesn't seem to be anywhere else to go inside this hollow. If they ever do a remake of this game where you get a little bit more agency, I'd love to see them flesh out graphics like that. So what do we got? We got a dark tunnel, we've got the pig, and small shafts. Ah, is that another odd projection? Yeah, there it is.
We're 3 for 3 here, folks.
I've heard of putting a message in a bottle, but never in a big rock.
And we can skip some of the scenes of them just moving around. Although really, I love the way this game looks. I love the way it sounds. Maybe it's just my nostalgia glasses, but... Oh. Well. That's what we get for playing with alien tangrams.
What's happening?
Unmoving!
Whoops.
I feel like someone turned me inside out twice.
It's a little difficult to move now.
That's because we've got gravity. Planet-type gravity. We're not inside the asteroid anymore. And the pressure is equalized. There's an atmosphere.
Can we breathe it?
Our suits are checking that automatically.
Nifty spacesuits they have.
Here we are. Yes, it's at least as breathable as the air in LA. Of course, there's always the danger of airborne infectious agents.
I don't think so. Alien microbes should be no threat to us. They have not evolved to make use of our cell structures.
The oxygen in our suits won't last long anyway. I say we take them off and save the remaining oxygen for the return trip.
Optimist.
If there is a return trip.
The air tastes good.
Surprise, surprise. Attila was a spaceship all along.
A starship, faster than light. We're not in our own solar system. No planet but Earth has an atmosphere like this, and this ain't Earth.
After so many years of bad TV shows and crackpots with phony pictures, here is the real proof. There is alien life.
Load a cockpit, over. Load a payload, over. Yeah, I'd say we're out of range.
Just a smidge.
Way out of range.
I don't see any aliens coming to greet us.
For all we know, it might have been 1,000,000 years since these people sent out Attila, and they long since died out.
I don't know about you, but I didn't pack a lunch.
Or a can of pop.
Well, we might as well look around and learn what we can about this place. We might be here a while.
So, welcome to the actual side of the dig, where our new adventures will begin. An alien planet, not much to go on, and we didn't even bring a can of pop. So, I want to take you out and get a look
Where are you going, Lo?
at the scenery.
I was gonna check for water. Or some way out of here.
I think we should remain together.
Fine. Follow me.
This is no longer a space expedition, Lo. This is an archaeological dig. Therefore, I am the obvious leader.
Fine. Whenever we need to dig something up, you can use the shovel. In the meantime, our first business is to survive. Our second task is to get home. We need to work together, and I'm still the commander of this mission.
You don't know any more about surviving on an alien world than I do.
Boston is right, Ludger. He's the one with experience in survival, and we need someone in command. This is no time for a foolish power struggle.
I keep thinking,
All
see,
right,
this is why
I
I like
agree.
her.
For now.
So here is the scope of our landscape. We have a lot of alien landscape to look at and a lot of things to investigate. And as Brink said, this is now an archaeological dig. With no aliens around to greet us, all we've got is our trowels. And that is 1 hour. But you know, we took a while getting set up so you could hear anything, so I'm going to say let's excavate a little bit longer. Let's check out some of these sites. What can we see?
Fantastic! Look!
Now that's more like what you think
proof
of.
alien life.
Do you think there's anyone or anything alive?
It seems someone had to have been here.
Let's hope they're peaceful. Or gone.
Let's take a look inside this wrecked spaceship. See if there's anything we can use.
Can you tell anything about what these people look like from the interior of their ship?
All this rust. Corrosion. Perhaps animals have moved things around. Hard to know what we're looking at. Let me look. Try not to disturb anything.
He does have the archaeology mindset. Look and assess before you touch. But he's also a bit of a butt.
Brink,
I don't want to ask about Maggie. I want to ask about the ship.
how are you doing, Brink?
You mean apart from being trapped on an alien planet with no idea of how to get back?
Fine.
Thanks. Well, I don't see any treasure, but there is something in here. When we get back, the engineers are going to have a field day trying to figure out how this worked.
What do you think, Brink?
Alien technology and conveniently portable.
It looks like a piece of equipment from the ship.
Oh. Cool. A hanging wire.
We might need this wire later. I'm going to see if I can pull it down.
That seems like a
First,
bad
shouldn't you
idea.
turn the power off at the breaker box?
What?
That was a joke, Lo.
Oh, yeah. Ha. Stand back in case something comes down on our heads.
At least he got the others out of the way.
Look at it. It's beautiful.
Changing shapes, mathematical progressions of ever more complex polyhedrons.
Next time, I suggest pulling a wire.
No, I'm glad you did. What could that have been?
Not a random electrical discharge.
Maybe it's a kind of computer display. Maybe to the aliens who piloted this ship, it conveyed some meaningful information. But to me, it means absolutely nothing. Brink.
I want to know
What
about the
was that
strange
apparition?
lights.
Ah, so much to learn and not a single piece of instrumentation.
Fair enough.
Thanks.
Well, what does Maggie think?
Robbins. Do you think it was trying to get one of us hurt?
Beats me. But did you notice that it seemed to have dropped something?
Ooh.
Thanks.
Well, let's pick up the wire. That's what got us into trouble
It
after
still
all.
might be useful.
And what is this thing?
Did any of you see... Was this here before that thing appeared?
Of course it was. Do you think an electrical field can carry a solid object? I can't determine what it's made from.
I don't know how we could have missed that when we first walked in. It's beautiful.
Well, let's see what Lo thinks of it.
It's a rod.
Not much.
Engraved. 5 geometric shapes.
So we have a pattern of these regular polyhedra, some kind of communication ghosts, electric ghosts that can carry things. Oh, I love it. It's so mysterious and wonderful. So let's see what else we can find. What's over here?
Not just plants, but creatures too. I'm not an archaeologist, but these look like bones to me.
But they are not lying where the animal died. They were placed here. Markers.
A grave?
Best guess.
And now a home for those rat-like things.
So, we have some archaeological insight here. We've got these graves, very large bones that they're being called tusks. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. Kind of hard to tell.
This is light, but it feels as strong as steel.
Well, it does seem use tusk with eyes. Let's see what that does. Probably nothing.
It won't accomplish anything.
It looks like a huge elephant tusk, but the tip is sharp.
Enough to make any ivory poacher envious.
So it is made of bone, and it is sharp, so it's probably actually a tusk, which I don't know what animal would be small enough to fit in this kind of grave, and big enough to have 3 of these tusks. But, you know, aliens, right?
Something's looking at me.
Yes.
It looks like something is buried here.
Well, that is what we have a shovel for.
What? Are you just going to dig right in? With a shovel?
No, it's a
You
trowel.
will destroy the site.
I'm not doing archaeology right now, Brink. I'm looking for something to help get us home.
Your name will live forever. As the bone-headed space hero who destroyed precious data at the first alien archaeological site.
That's better than having my name live forever. As a commander of an expedition that disappeared and was never heard from again. Now get out of the way if you aren't gonna help, Brink.
I thought we agreed to give him the shovel.
This might take a while.
What a fine accomplishment, Commander. Now we have a pile of meaningless dirt and bones.
Maybe not. You never know when an alien bone will prove useful.
There is nothing more to dig up.
So, this creature appears to have been buried. The tusks displayed as a marker, as Brink said, because they don't fall in a natural pattern. But you can see that the bones were laid out sort of with the creature lying down.
Whatever creature these bones used to be, I don't think we've got anything like it on Earth.
We've got a jawbone with some sharp, pointy teeth in it.
What do you think? Was this the skull of a sentient being? Or a pet? Or a beast of burden?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's dead.
It's a strange-shaped jawbone. The teeth still look strong.
So one thing I will say, archaeologically speaking, is that the lack of other artifacts in this grave suggest, although don't, demand, that this would be a non-sentient being. I mean, who knows what their culture was like? They might have had something that called for the complete naturalization of the body before burial. But more often than not, if you find a grave, if you find a memorial, it will be marked in some way if it was a person. So, probably not a person. We've got one more site here.
Do you think we could climb this slope?
No use. It doesn't go up all the way to the top.
The engravings on this wall, are they writing or decoration?
You're asking us?
It's great that she points this out. We have these completely unnatural geometric patterns on the walls, but they're not in the shapes of these polyhedra we've been looking at all the time. So, that is a good question. We don't seem to have much else here, but
it seems to be pointing at this mound.
well,
With that device pointing at this mound, I suspect there might be something buried here.
How scientific of you, Commander. Another random hole bulldozed by our fearless leader.
Maybe not. I thought I saw something shining. An artifact.
so what do we got here?
It looks like a bracelet.
It looks like a bracelet.
This artifact is very delicate. It looks like it may be useful as well as ornamental.
Now, I have no idea how he came to that conclusion, but the fact that there is a compass that points to it suggests that that could be useful. But it is very pretty.
I wouldn't mind wearing it, but it's too small for my wrist.
Okay, well, there's only one place left to go, and that's back to the center. So... oh!
I think we can safely say this is not a natural weather phenomenon.
How about a mirage? Anyone voting for it being a mirage?
It knew we were here. It was trying to tell us something. Or show us something.
Don't be too quick to anthropomorphize.
How do we know what life looks like here?
It might be alive. Or it might be some kind of automatic guidance system. We triggered it in that ruined ship, and now it's leading us.
You mean this is the last gasp of a holographic tour guide?
Or the Port Authority. Maybe it's telling us we're under arrest. Come quietly, or self-aiming lasers will toast us to cinders in 15 seconds.
Stop it. Maybe you can think that's funny, but the last thing I need is some mischievous boy trying to give me the creeps.
If I wanted to give you the creeps, I'd tell you that it was the ghost of a long-dead alien.
How do you know it isn't a ghost?
What? You think this is where aliens end up when they die? If it is, then this place better be hell, because it sure isn't my idea of heaven.
Now you're starting to give me the creeps.
All right, so let's see where we're being led by this weather phenomenon, alien ghost, holographic tour guide. Are we gonna get zapped by lasers?
I'm gonna see if I can enlarge the hole. Maybe there's something under here.
Yeah, maybe something lives down in that hole.
The utterances of experts.
The ground is soft here. Loose. I think this used to be an opening, and over the years, wind has filled it up with sand and dirt.
Here, let me see. Yes, that's right. You're probably right.
That means the ground is treacherous. It could be hollow under there.
Commander, I think it's time for an archaeologist to do the digging. I'm used to dealing with drifted soil.
The shovel is yours, Brink. Just be careful. The ground's pretty unstable. My feet kept sinking.
My whole training is to be careful. Not to charge in with guns blazing. Finally, a good use for my extensive training.
This is going to be the last scene that we do for today. I've got a little more to say, but...
No, it's completely...
I can't!
No!
Ah! Brink! I couldn't get to him in time. I couldn't.
It happened too fast. Can we get down there? How long a drop is it?
Looks like the rubble has formed a ramp. Follow me. Here he is. He's not moving.
Brink! Boston. He's dead.
I should have been the one digging.
Then you'd be the dead one.
It was my responsibility to.
Brink and I are not children or trained monkeys. We're responsible adults. It could have been any of us, and there's not a thing you could have done to prevent it.
But to lose Brink, and we've only been up here.
Look, you can't keep me safe, and I can't keep you safe. So there's no particular reason for us to stay together. Our odds of getting back to Earth are better if we work separately on figuring this place out.
I don't like the idea of splitting up.
Why? Because we're safer together? Ask Brink about that.
Because maybe I won't know what I'm seeing without you to help me understand it.
If you find something interesting, the communicators still work. Till then, adios, ciao, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen.
Maggie, it's against every rule of military action for an officer to be separated from his command.
Boston, this isn't a military action. And you don't have a command. There's just you and me, and we both know exactly the same amount about this situation, which is to say, nada, nothing, zip. If we suddenly find ourselves facing an army, then you're in command again. Until then, adios, ciao, sayonara, auf Wiedersehen.
Nobody likes you when you smart off like that.
Yeah, all my psychological tests as a kid said that I didn't work well with others.
So this is what failure feels like.
Now it's just us and our shovel. A sad entrance to the game, but here we go. So, a few things. Brink, as a well-trained archaeologist, should actually have known better than to be digging where he was. There should have been ground testing and trying to find the extent of the drift. So, that's a real shame. Can understand being a bit rattled by being on an alien world and suddenly, not having any clue how you're going to get back or what's going to happen next. But now we are without an archaeologist, and I have to say, I personally, in Maggie's situation, would not have opted for splitting off and going my own way. But, to each their own, I suppose. So, this is the dig, this is our situation, and now we have to find out how to get out of here, and hopefully get out of here with Maggie still alive. So, this is a fascinating place to be in terms of exploring a completely alien civilization, a completely not understood world. It is analogous to finding remains of a place where you don't know any of the history, with languages that are unexplored. But the thing here is that if you're in the real world, if you are on Earth, there's probably always going to be some remnant of that situation, of that civilization, that can be traced forward. So here, we're disconnected. We're in a sort of fantasy version of an archaeological situation where everything is new. And if I made this game, it would be all about being Maggie and learning their language. But I'm not. I didn't make this one, so this time we are our everyman poking around ruins, guns blazing, as Brink likes to say. I hope you all enjoyed this first foray into the dig. Next week, we will be starting in on finding out what the heck is around us in this underground cavern. I will see you then, and until then, keep learning, friends.